Welcome to episode 213 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, good news.
Oh?
I found a team.
Oh, for what?
The Nürburgring 24 on iRacing.
Ooh, and you're going to race a Dacia Sandero?
I wish. That'd be awesome.
As you get passed by everyone, including the scooters.
A Toyota GR86 is basically a Dacia Sandero at that track.
Pretty well, yeah.
In practice, you are doing 50 to 60 miles an hour speed differential past them.
Holy shit.
Between a GT3 car and that car.
What is the GR86 lap time at Nürburgring?
Like
is it
10 minutes.
I was going to say, is it sub 11 minutes? Probably just.
In the previous races, the time span for qualifying was not long enough for them to complete a lap.
Oh my God. No.
They couldn't do it.
Oh my God. That's so bad.
They were all bitching and moaning on the forums.
So they gave him like 8 minutes for quality, and it took him 10 minutes to. Oh my impossible. God, that's so bad. Oof.
Yes, but I do have a team. We're going to be racing the Nürburgring 24. I have a couple Europeans, an American. I've never met them. We'll see how it goes. It'll be interesting. I will post the link to the stream in the description if you want to watch it. It'll be this weekend from Friday night to Saturday to Sunday. It's weird time frames. The race is starting at like 3 a.m. Friday night.
Into Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And Sunday morning at 3 a.m. It's weird.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. I'll be in the car Saturday.
At 3 a.m.?
No. At normal times. Normal American times. The Europeans got that covered.
Fair enough.
But let's talk about some F1.
Oh.
There was a race, not in Europe, but in America.
In our home state.
In our home state. The Florida man was out ya.
And I'm quite glad I didn't go to this race.
I heard stories.
Oh. What are the stories that you heard?
Not good stories. Initially, the tickets came out, and it was like, oh, they're going to sell out. Here, it's $500, $1,000 for the worst ticket. And then
I thought the worst ticket was like $1,100.
Yeah. The day prior to the actual race, so I think it was Friday night, I saw an article that said they haven't sold all the Saturday tickets. They're now all 40 to 50% off.
Oh.
You can find tickets for I think for race day itself for
on Sunday?
$200.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So if you spent the original $1,100, you got hosed.
You got hosed.
Oh.
I also saw the vendors' food prices. Did you see that?
I did not. What were they?
A meal, $200.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, to put things in perspective, I know that when my wife and I go to, say, a hockey game, like the Lightning game, right? I know that a beer at the rink, at the Amalie Arena, will be $16 to $18.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I know that a thing of chicken tenders is going to be $14 to $20. But $200? Holy shit.
It was like a Cuban sandwich, some fries, and a soft drink. It was like $200. I was like, what? What?
Who is buying that?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
The initial post that I saw was like, I thought this was a different currency at first. Turns out it's US dollars.
You get up to the window.
No.
Yes, sir. Your fries and sandwich will be $202.37. And is that in pesos?
Yeah.
What currency are we asking for here?
So, the Miami Grand Prix. If I could sum it up real quickly, it was boring.
It was. I will also say another not great look for the FIA. Remember in Baku, that whole debacle of the reporters on pit lane?
Yep.
Well, the FIA had another little bit of a blunder. There was a tow truck carrying Leclerc's crashed Ferrari down the track while Porsche Carrera Cup is trying to go around the tow truck on track.
I saw that. Were they green at that point?
I don't know if they were green or if they were still formation or not, but
okay.
They're on track.
Yeah.
Why are we going? Why?
That was weird.
They're
I saw
like
that posted.
dodge, duck, dip, diving, and dodging around. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah. FIA is just doing FIA things. It's nothing really that new. This race overall, qualifying was more entertaining than the race.
Yeah, Leclerc binned it, what, twice?
is it twice or 3 times this weekend? Once in practice, I think once in qualifying, I think twice.
Jeez.
Yeah. But it ended up putting Verstappen in a weird situation because in Q3, he had not set a good lap time. I think he had cut the course and had the lap time removed right in the beginning of the qualifying session. So he went out for his hot lap, and that's when Leclerc put it in the wall. So he didn't actually get a time in, which means he started 9th in the race.
You know who else didn't get a very good qualifying?
Who?
Hamilton.
He did not.
He didn't even make it to Q3.
No.
He was out in Q2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not good.
That's not a good look for Mr. Hamilton.
No, Mercedes didn't. I shouldn't say they didn't look great because I think that they actually got an okay result.
They got an okay result.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But Perez took pole. Perez led a lot of laps, but Verstappen is like scary fast, dude. He's scary fast.
Verstappen was just kind of said, let me show you how a man races. Hold on, little boy. I'm just going to drive around you at this point.
I suspect that his car just has more upgrades than Perez at this point.
Do you think so?
They're relatively even, but when Verstappen wants to eke the little bit of performance out that he needs to win the race, he can just do it. He just does it on command.
He just he mentally presses a button and he just drives around people.
Yeah, I don't know if it's tuning, if it's aero, if it's actually just the driver. I don't know. But he can just drive around anybody. Anybody.
He started P9 and he just worked his way through the whole field.
Like methodically.
Yeah.
Very methodically.
Just slicing and dicing and picking people off. And
yep.
I'm going to take you here. And then I'm going to take you there. And I'm going to go here.
There was never really a moment where it was like, oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Oh, my God. Oh, he almost put it in the wall. Oh, man. No, it was just like, nope. Perfect, concise passes every time. Nice and easy. Smooth. Yeah. They didn't have a chance. That was that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of a boring race.
You know where the best battle was the whole race?
Where?
It was between a Ferrari and a Haas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a meme. It was Leclerc's face in a Ferrari, and it said, I'm going to be fighting this Red Bull for the win. And then the next one is him winded saying, damn, this Haas got hands.
That's funny.
Oh.
Yeah. The Ferraris had a rough time of it. If you put it in the wall in qualifying, you're going to have a rough time of it. But the Mercedes did relatively well. Another quick note, there were, if I go back, I think it's 2 photos here. There were cheerleaders and like this walkout thing on a so-called little football field thing that the drivers were doing. They all didn't really like it. It was kind of cringy. It was kind of weird. They were announcing them. They were announcing the drivers like it was a football game, like a different sporting event. They were like, "Oh, here's Charles Leclerc, yada," and he'd like walk out and be like, "Yeah, it's been me this whole season, guys. Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Hi,
hasn't changed. What's new?"
I did see something else that was a bit cringeworthy. You know that most American F1 people are not very well versed in F1 history.
Yeah.
Apparently, Sir Jackie Stewart was denied entry into the VIP area.
Yes.
Like, who is this old man?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can't do that.
Yeah, in the pre-race ceremonies, Jackie was trying to flag down who's the Roger Federer, I think. Yeah. And he was like in they were trying to tell Jackie, get out of here. It's like, it's Jackie Stewart.
Do you know who this guy is?
Like, what are we doing?
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was weird.
What a thing.
Overall the race, not super entertaining. I believe that this was the first race in a really long time, I don't remember the exact stat, that there was no caution, no safety car, no virtual safety car, and no one DNF'd.
Wow.
It was
Wait, nobody
boring.
DNF'd at all?
No one DNF'd.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy cow.
So, literally, almost no incidents. The whole race.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive. So let's get into some results here. I'll give you the top 3, and then I'll just pick and choose and see who finished where. Third place, the third step of the podium, was Fernando Alonso.
Again.
How many podiums in a row is this for Alonso?
I've lost count. I have no idea. I've lost count.
This is amazing.
He's doing very good.
This is amazing.
It's not a fluke either.
No, he's consistently third place, second place, fourth place. He's in the top 5 everywhere he goes.
Everywhere. Did you see in the race when he was, I don't know, it's probably like 10 laps left. He was watching the broadcast
yes.
as he would go past the monitors, and he was trying to figure out where his teammate was on the list on the left.
I remember he actually said something on the radio of, hey, Stroll made a good pass or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what a legend. You're so amazing that you're just going to, while in the middle of the race, oh, look at that. Wow, that was a good pass, Stroll. Well done.
Jeez.
What a legend. So,
that's crazy.
The legend himself, Fernando Alonso, finishes P3. You had Checo Perez, Mr. Sergio Perez, in the second Red Bull, finished P2. And then the Max Verstappen masterclass that was the Miami Grand Prix. He finished first and was just blitzing everyone by... He won over his teammate by over 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The gap was 5.384 seconds from first to second. Oh my God.
And he made the pass, I think, with like 9 laps remaining.
Yeah.
And I knew at that point, like, race is over. He'll be 5 seconds ahead by the time the end of the race comes. And sure enough, there he is, 5 seconds ahead.
Yep. So to cherry pick some other notables here, George Russell placed above his teammate. Again.
That's not new anymore.
No.
It feels like it to me and you.
But it doesn't. I'm at the point where I'm not surprised. I'm just more like, wow, Hamilton's really not performing.
No, he's not.
I mean, Russell was P4, Hamilton was P6. So yeah, they still get good points in the standings, but it seems the majority of times that Russell and Hamilton are on track, Russell's out driving Hamilton.
For Mercedes, that's a very good result.
That's a very good result for Mercedes.
Yes. But we know we haven't been, and we're still nowhere near what we had back when it was Max versus Lewis.
Yeah, this isn't the multi-world champion Lewis Hamilton that we all know.
No.
So
the car's just not there.
Wow.
I really wonder if you put anyone else in the grid in that Red Bull, if they win the race and dominate like Max.
I think they win, but I don't think they dominate like Max.
I think you're right about that. I think that they do win.
I think the car is way faster, but I don't think they would dominate the way that Verstappen dominates, because that's a different level of domination.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where it's almost like you're a big iRacing guy. He is the alien of the rest of the F1 paddock.
It does feel like that. I will say Lewis was like that a couple years back.
No, he was 100%.
Mercedes was on that level.
Yeah, when Lewis was in that championship-winning Mercedes, he was just, again, driving around people like they were playing a different game than he was.
Right. So it really feels to me like it's the car more than the driver. And I think you agree that it more or less is the car.
Yeah, more or less is the car. The driver just decides how big of a domination it is.
Yeah.
Right? One more notable. Kevin Magnussen in a Haas did score a point.
1 point.
10th place. There you go.
At
Haas in the
home,
points.
in quotes.
Yeah, because it's an American team-ish kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah. So that was the F1 Grand Prix.
Yes, Miami.
In Miami. Do you know where they're going next?
I will tell you if you hold that thought.
Okay. In the meantime, there is another series.
F1 is going to Imola.
Imola, okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh my God! Do you know who is sponsoring this Italian Grand Prix?
Who?
Qatar Airways.
Oh, of course.
That's very Italian, isn't it?
No.
I mean, oh my God, man.
Yeah. Anyway, there was another race that happened, and it was NASCAR at Kansas.
Brother.
This was on FS1, yet another NASCAR race that's like a 1.5 mile oval that doesn't make it to the big Fox broadcast, at least here in America. It goes down a level to like the relatively small broadcast.
Yeah.
This is the bread and butter for NASCAR. This is like a track where 1.5 mile oval, you can basically sing the cars almost wide open the whole time. You're lifting. I don't even know if you are lifting into the corners when your tires are good, but as the tire wear starts to go, you're lifting off, then you start braking into the corners and you're running the high line to try to keep the tire life going. This track kind of fun to watch in NASCAR because you can go there's 3, 4, 5 different lanes that you can run.
Yeah.
And you can get the high groove to work, so you can have the momentum run, and you can get the low line to work, so you can have the dive bomb run.
Yeah.
And it's very fascinating to watch how they all manage all of that.
It is cool to see when you have multiple different lines, who's going where and when and why and how. What's going to work at best.
I think this is like prime NASCAR. There's like different types of NASCAR. Short track is a bump fest.
Yeah.
Oh, this kind of stuff is like prime NASCAR, where you're driving the tires off the thing and you're basically sliding it the whole time.
There's actual racecraft in this one. Not just bump, but real racecraft of picking and choosing your spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you have draft racing, which is a whole different beast in its own right. You just you're figuring out how to work with people. It's fascinating to watch how all these drivers can do all these different styles, and some are better than others at different spots. And it's cool to see. Overall, this race kind of entertaining, but there were some shenanigans that happened after the race that were actually the entertaining part.
Oh.
Mr. Ross Chastain, the wall rider himself, the legend, got into it with, I can't remember the name of the driver. It was one of the other drivers. But they got into a fist fight on pit road, which is the most NASCAR thing you can do.
Yeah, brother.
And honestly, I think it's great for the sport.
Yeah, it'd be so. Here's an analogy or a metaphor. Fighting is great for the sport of hockey.
Yeah,
same.
Mm-hmm.
It just you can't really take it out of the sport, because then you lose a big chunk of the sport itself. This is supposed to be rough and tumble and the good old boys duking it out.
He got into a fight with Noah Gregson is his name, kind of a young up-and-comer. But I believe that he had a quote after his fight, which was, the big man told me, if we get shoved, we shove back. Something similar to those. So if somebody's going to push you, fight back.
Yeah.
And, that's what happened. He
Good.
got pushed. He said, you don't want to do this? You don't want to do this? Looked him square in the eye and said, we're doing it. Let's go.
All right.
Just threw punches.
It's time.
So will NASCAR penalize him? Will they do all this? Probably. Will he care? Probably not.
Agreed. And he shouldn't.
Nope. But you know what? It creates drama, and this is an entertainment sport, and it's good for the sport.
100%.
Yep. So who took the win in NASCAR?
The win went to the number 11 car. That's Denny Hamlin in a Toyota. Second place, he had Kyle Larson in a Chevy. And third place, he had William Byron in another Chevy.
We'll say Denny Hamlin came back from, I think, a pit road speeding violation or some pit road violation. So he was, I don't know if he went down a lap, but he was definitely sent to the back in the middle of the race. And he drove his butt off to get that win.
Good.
Yeah, it was some good racing.
Excellent.
Good NASCAR racing. So,
Seems like it.
Let's move on to something a little more up our alley.
Yeah, something that we watch much more frequently of.
Yes. So IMSA has decided that it's time to ban the LMP3 class. Or eliminate them.
LMP3 is dead away from the WeatherTech Championship.
Yeah. So they're not dead altogether, because there's another series that they had just started this year called the IMSA VP Racing Sports Car Challenge, which has GT4 cars and LMP3 cars. And that's where the LMP3s will live, seemingly from next year forward.
Well, let me ask you this. Did it feel like that's why that series or that was created?
100%.
Yep. But we could kind of, as soon as we saw the VP Racing Sports Car Challenge be created, I think you and I both kind of went,
LMP3 is about to die.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's their out.
It's about to. And I think it's the right move, to be honest.
Yeah.
The cars could continue to run in IMSA, but I think that the car counts with the consolidation of GT3 happening over in Europe, and the new GTP cars that they call them in IMSA. We're going to have more teams entering both different classes, and you're going to have to take the car count from somewhere. And I think that this is the right place to do it, because this is the cheapest and also the most unlikely to have fanfare, maybe is a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And just for those of you listening that aren't familiar with the acronyms thrown on it, LMP3 is a Le Mans Prototype 3. It's a Pro-Am class. That is the kind of the slowest of the prototype looking things. So.
They're still fast race cars. By far, they are absolute race cars. They're tough to drive. They are full beasts.
They're full aero as well. Yeah.
Right. But they're well known in the paddock as the dentist race car.
Yes. Yep. You are a very well-known doctor, and you've made it very well in life, or you're a financial advisor, and you decide you want to get into racing. You pick up an LMP3, and you get into WeatherTech.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to get into the VP Racing Sports Car Challenge.
Which I think is a perfect spot for them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can, and it gives you paths to go down, right? So if you want to go to Le Mans and you want to run a car, your whole idea is I buy an LMP3 car, I go race in the new series that IMSA has made here, and I figure out how to make the team, figure out how to make it work, and then you jump up from LMP3 to LMP2,
Yep.
where you can actually race those cars at Le Mans. So the ladder has been set for prototype racing.
Yeah, I totally agree, because before, you could pretty much just be stuck in LMP3 forever.
Right.
Right. But good news about LMP2 is it is confirmed they are staying in the championship through at least 2025.
Perfect.
So we still have a few more years of LMP2s guaranteed.
Yeah. I like this move. A little sad to see them go, to be honest. A little bit.
I am sad to hear them go.
They are graspy. They make a
very
good sound.
deep.
Yeah, they make a good sound.
Very deep and V8 rumbly.
Yeah.
I do love the mix of hearing the LMP2 and then
sputter.
hearing the P3 mixed in there. That high pitch to the deep. Oh, it's kind of a cool sound.
Of the big races, the Sebring, the Rolex, the Petit Le Mans, I'm sure that this series will go to them and be support series for them.
Oh, it already is.
Yeah. So throughout the weekend, you will still get to hear the cars.
Yeah.
You just won't hear them in the big endurance races.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with like you said, with how big GTP or hypercar is growing, they didn't really leave anyone an option but to get rid of them.
Yep. Cool. You got anything else?
Just some upcoming races this weekend. This weekend, Indy is back. Indy is racing at, Indy. They're racing not the 500, but the Grand Prix, the GMR Grand Prix.
I learned something yesterday that I wanted your take on.
Ooh.
In Indianapolis, they do the 500.
Mm-hmm.
There is a blackout within 300 miles of the circuit. You cannot watch the race if you are within a couple hundred miles
Don't
of that
like
track.
that. Nope. No.
This is a tradition that has gone back a long time, apparently, to try to get fans to go to the race. This is the first year that they've done it in a digital era. I think they haven't done it in the past couple years. And I didn't know about that.
I did not know that there was a 300-mile blackout.
Don't quote me on the exact number there, but it's definitely a couple hundred miles.
But it's more than like 10.
Yes, and it's, I think, the state of Indianapolis. Like, you have to be in the state. If you go outside the state, it's you can view the race. Still weird.
So, Indianapolis is pretty big, or Indiana is a pretty big state.
It is.
Could you imagine being in the far corner, like still within that reach, and you're not driving 150 miles to go watch the race because you have to get up and work the next day, and
it's a weird one.
Could you imagine not much of a difference if you lived in, say, let's call it Jacksonville, but there was a race happening in Naples, so northeast to southwest corner, and they blacked it out for you. You're not driving from Jacksonville there. Are you kidding me?
No, my tech brain can think of 20 different ways to get around this blackout. It's very possible to watch the race if you know where to look and how to acquire the race. The internet is very good at broadcasting these. You could search motorsports streams Reddit. It is there. Trust me, it's there. And you can see it in your local area. But it's odd that on the main broadcasts, you can't see it if you're close to the racetrack. That is really weird.
I don't like that.
Really, really weird.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. That will not be of the race that we're talking about this weekend. That will only be of the 500.
Makes sense. I see. One of our favorite series is back as well. IMSA, the International Motorsports Association. They are back at one of my favorite tracks as well, Laguna Seca.
The corkscrew.
I love that track. Such a cool track.
Very cool.
And NASCAR is racing as well at Darlington this weekend.
Gotcha. Your Darlington Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the high line.
There it is. So that's all I got for you. You got anything else?
Nope.
It's going to wrap us up for episode 213. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit subscribe, leave a thumbs up on the video, and drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this whole Miami Grand Prix shenanigans. I'd be curious to know your thoughts. If you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.